Hello and welcome to our second installment on Ask an Alcoholic. And though we use the word alcoholic, we're actually talking about the whole scope of recovery. Addicts, alcoholics, and I tend to use addict as an encompassing phrase. So when I'm speaking about addicts, I'm speaking about alcoholics also. And the reason for that is this. A drug is a drug is a drug. And it doesn't matter which one you're addicted to, because if you're addicted to one, you're addicted to them all. Because it's not the drug that gets us high. It's what the drug does to our system. And remember last time I talked about that very old part of the brain? Well, it's in that very old part of the brain that the pleasure centers lie. And the substances go and they turn on, let's say, the pleasure pumps that are in that part of the brain. They turn them up as high as they'll go. Higher than we could ever turn them by having a good meal or participating in sex or anything else. It's not the drug that gets you high. It's the dopamine and the endorphins that are released at an extremely high rate. That's why the rush. They turn the pumps on full, the brain floods with endorphins and dopamine, and we get high. Many a relapse has happened with the addict alcoholic thinking, well, you know, I may be addicted to this substance, but this substance is okay. You know, like the cocaine addict who says, I'm a cocaine addict, but I'm not an alcoholic, so it's okay for me to go and have a couple of beer. Wrong. Once you take an addictive substance, you trigger the allergy, and the phenomenon of craving kicks in, and we're off to the races. It's not so much what we use, the amount we use, or the frequency of use. It's what happens to us when we use. When we use, we trigger the addiction, we trigger the disease, and the phenomenon of craving kicks in, and we're off to the races. We will lie, cheat, steal, do whatever we need to do to get our next fix. Now, as we go on through these presentations, we're going to be dealing with different subjects. Subjects that involve the family, subjects that involve the community. But this is what I truly wish for you to understand. That if you're addicted to one, you're addicted to them all. And while you might not go into a full-fledged spiral for having one beer, it will happen eventually. If you take enough time, you'll experience the destruction. I guarantee it. Because a drug is a drug is a drug. I hope in the coming weeks and months that we will get some suggestions on those subjects that really matter to the people that are viewing this blog. And I invite you to be free with your comments and to share some personal experience with us and with others, those who read the blog. It is through community that we will reach effective recovery for a large amount of people. Because the active addict or alcoholic is the loneliest person that you could ever imagine. And the one way to help them is to bring them back into community. Let them know that they belong. I thank you, and I'm looking forward to doing our next presentation.